I'm Leathur Rokk. Welcome to my channel. I'm making a video right now here in my home studio because I need to give some context to a situation that happened in Port Authority Terminal in New York City on Thursday, the 29th of August. When I finally arrived in Port Authority to get back home to Atlantic City, I encountered the longest line I ever saw in my life to get on a bus. This bus line had to be between 250 and 300 people. I'm not exaggerating. It was a very long line that snaked down from one end of the loading platform, and then actually when it got close to where the bus was, it had that crowd control tape where you're going like this and like this and like this because a lot of people, and they didn't allow for extra buses. So when one would fill up, they would ask if there were people that were willing to be standees. And part of the reason why there were so many people, not only was it that we had the free week of bus travel on New Jersey Transit, but there was a combination of people that were commuting from their jobs and then people that were riding the bus because they could get a free fare, which is what I was doing. So for the most part, it was a pleasant wait for the line, and there's, friendly conversation and all that, and the person that was right ahead of me was a fellow Trump supporter, and we had a nice conversation, and the two young men behind me were very eloquent, very thoughtful young men of Indian descent, very sweet people. But the Trump supporter guy ahead of me, he decided to be a standee because he had to be at work the next day. And about 2 hours later, I still hadn't gotten on the bus because of all the people. And then some people moved ahead of us in line, but the other person that was right in front of me, he was this young to middle-aged black guy with a beard and glasses and looked rather mild-mannered and benign. But I noticed something when the group of people just ahead of him moved up about 6 feet. He didn't move ahead, and he had a big backpack. It was bigger than mine, and every time he would turn around, the backpack would hit me in the face or hit me in the chest. And the first two times I ignored it because accidents happen, but when I realized he didn't move ahead in the line like the other people had, I asked him very politely if he would please, move ahead so that I would have some room. And he told me to simply go back. Well, I couldn't move back because there was maybe 2 inches of room between me and the two young men behind me in the line. And of course, behind them, I think was their father. And then on and on, how people are in line. There's not usually a whole lot of room between one person and another. I asked the second time. He ignored me. He acted like he didn't hear me. And then I asked him again. And this time maybe I pushed just a little bit, and he, of course, told me not to do that. And I said, why don't you move ahead in line? And he proceeded to call me a Nazi. And then he said that somebody was going to get hurt. Well, whenever somebody says something like that to me, right away I'm going to get sarcastic. I'm going to say, oh yeah, if anybody's going to be hurt, it certainly isn't going to be me. And I know you wouldn't hit a woman. And then he proceeds to tell me that he didn't know if I was a woman. And I had to be careful not to lose my temper because I was holding my laptop computer kind of open like a birthday cake, because occasionally I would have a reason to avail myself of the free Wi-Fi that is available in Port Authority, and try to post a photo dump, the different things that you would do when you're a content creator, right? Content creator for people like me and you, right? Right, yeah. So I wasn't getting any headway with this guy, but I figured I wanted to have some evidence of this in case something further came of it. So I took a very discreet picture that included him in it, which is what you have seen since you've gotten this far in the video, since that's the picture that I used as my thumbnail picture for this video. I was so glad when we finally got to board the bus. And, when you ride buses any length of time, you know that usually people sit by themselves in a seat, and the seat is vacant. And then all of a sudden, as it fills up, eventually that seat gets filled. And luckily, the bad guy that I was having problems with, he proceeded to the back of the bus, and I like to sit closer to the front. If I have my choice of where I like to sit on buses, I like to be fairly close to the driver. A lot of times it's safer when you're a woman. Also, the closer you are to the bathroom, they tend to be smellier, and a lot of times mothers with kids that are screaming and making noise, they tend to prefer the back of the bus. So if you want things to be quieter, the front part of the bus is kind of your better bet. Yeah, I'll let you take a lot of buses. Does he look like a mass transit cat to you? So I was really glad to get out of there. I mean, I wasn't glad to leave New York. I really wasn't. But by the time I finally got on the bus, I was pretty tired. And by this time, it had to be probably 2, 3 something in the morning. It seemed like we were in the bus terminal quite a while. I'd never seen such a crowd waiting for a bus in my entire life. It really was that serious. But I really thought that this video was important to make because, first of all, if I hadn't done this video and I just posted the videos in the order that I filmed them, you wouldn't have the context. And I also thought it was important to illustrate that, for the most part, my experience in New York was safe. I didn't really get any attitude from anybody else except for that first idiot that I saw when I was coming out of Port Authority, that one Trump hater, and you guys have already seen that video. But I really did have to entertain the thought that there was a chance that that guy ahead of me was going to hit me or do something. And the one good thing is when you're in a crowd of people that much, there are a lot of witnesses. But, when you're dealing with a politically divisive environment like we're having right now, you just don't know how people are going to react, and you don't necessarily know who's friend and who's foe. And obviously, all this political rhetoric is contributing to things such as what just happened with President Trump. The day that I happen to be filming this is Monday, the 16th of September. Yesterday, there was an attempt on President Trump's life in southern Florida, at his golf course. And all this negative rhetoric, incendiary rhetoric that is 99% done by the Democrats, they're not going to be happy till more people get killed. Before you say, oh, nobody got killed yet, let's not forget the family man who got shot and killed in Butler, Pennsylvania. He was killed, and there were 2 people that were seriously injured. And President Trump, he doesn't have adequate Secret Service protection, and I blame that on Mayorkas. Ever since Secret Service used to be under the purview of the Department of Treasury, but now they decided to lump it in with Homeland Security, which would seemingly make more sense. But with President Biden's cabinet being this whole bunch of, let's just say, incompetent people, I mean, I can't think of a single person on the cabinet that is really doing an exemplary job or even an adequate job. And if they don't stop with this violent talk, more people are going to get hurt. I wasn't too shocked to be referred to as a Nazi by this man who I'd never seen before. And I believe he was also a man who was racist against white people. You can't convince me otherwise. I had not done anything to start this. The only thing I may have been guilty of was wearing that famous red hat and, ironically enough, a shirt depicting President Trump the day that he got shot in the year that has been made on so many t-shirts and things. So I was wearing this, and of course I have the big old Trump sticker on my computer. And half the time I forget that I'm flashing Trump at people. It's one thing when I know that I'm wearing my MAGA hat and my Trump shirts and stuff, but if I'm not wearing any Trump stuff, and I'm carrying my computer around, if it's out of the case, the Trump sticker is always there, so I'm always representing. And I do get a lot of positive feedback from that Trump stuff. I get people, they don't tend to be real loud about it. but they'll give me a thumbs up or they'll say something. And it's always good to know that I'm not alone. I find even among the homeless community and the junkies and the people that are literally out my window, a lot of them back Trump. Whether or not they're registered to vote or not, I don't know. It would be nice if they could back their sentiments with their voting. But there is anti-white racism out there, and there are people that are so inflamed by this hateful rhetoric. And it's really a shame because not only is President Trump in danger, but all of us who support him are. And this talk has to stop. Whether it will or not, I don't think it will. What's the matter, baby? Want me to put you down? Okay. Okay, I'll put you down. I guess we gotta say bye-bye now, right? All right. Well, I will go on with the rest of my videos, and I don't want to give up the secret here, but got something special after the New York video. You'll see. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to put you down now. All right. Thank you for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.